Hello everyone once again. Welcome back. This is part 2 of the 3-part series on how to start my Boeing 737-200 in Stormworks Build and Rescue. Today we'll be reviewing the cold start. Heading over to the back of the aircraft, as I've shown in the last video, you can hold the hand pump switch. So if I get up a little bit closer, and I hold that for approximately 5 seconds, the door will be released and we'll be able to walk up inside. Oh, it got stuck right there. Seems to have just broken. One moment. To fix anything that breaks, such as an air stair, normally you can just reset the system. So if I just hit the air stair button again, and I wait a moment, it's going to reset itself. And I'm going to go ahead and reopen this. Sometimes it just takes a second try. Perfect. Now you turn the hand pump switch off, and that will not do anything. It needs a signal, a one-pulse signal to go through to activate. Let's head into the cabin here. As we come up to the flight deck, you'll see that we have two attendant areas in the forward and aft of the aircraft. We have a massive cabin where we can have lots and lots of passengers. I could not fit the 3 configuration before anybody comments. The aircraft size did not allow for that in Stormworks. Anyways, let's get to work on starting this baby. So we're here in the cockpit. In the cockpit, first of all, what you're going to want to hit is you're going to turn on the main battery. So if we hit the main battery switch, that's going to turn everything on. You don't want to touch anything else except for the switches that I'm showing you to, unless you are a veteran of this aircraft, anybody that knows how to operate this aircraft in real life. First of all, you're going to want to hit the APU off on, then you're going to want to hit the fuel pump forward, and then the gen, and we're going to wait. Let's hit the bus transfer and the standby power switch. Then you'll want to hit the arm emergency exit light switch, and you're ready to wait. We can also, at this point, reset the master caution, and we can also set up autopilot if we'd like to, but we don't need to for right now in this tutorial. And the APU EGT is almost at 175. There we go. It's at 175 EGT, and we're ready. The DC volts in the back are going up because we are charging the aircraft and its main batteries. At this point, we can turn on backlights and any lighting that we want in the cockpit. I'm going to turn on some exterior lighting. Also, we're going to turn the fasten belts and no smoking on. We're going to turn the upper panel backlights on, pitot heat on, and the dome lights on for while we're starting this. In the back of the cockpit here, you can see that we have a fire extinguisher, and we have 4 pieces of equipment. We have a radio, a flashlight, a compass, and binoculars. There's also a lavatory door debug switch, and that door debug switch is just in case the lavatory door gets opened at the same time as the cockpit door. You'll just hit the button and it will turn off the lavatory door so you don't get stuck in the cockpit. So we are going to turn on the engine electric pumps. We're going to turn on the engine hydraulic pumps. And while we're waiting, we're going to turn on the APU bleed. We're going to turn the left pack on and the right pack on. We're going to hold the warm air for 3 seconds for aft cab and forward cab. Let's hold that. And hold that. Then hit the gas per fan switch. And you can see that we're being nice and heated up here. Now we can turn on our other fuel pump. You can turn on the fuel pumps in any configuration that you want. You could turn on 2 centers. You could turn on just 2 of these. If you're going to just turn on one, remember to hit the crossfeed switch. I'm going to hit it because the crossfeed is normally necessary for fuel consumption issues. It can actually get better fuel consumption. The fuel heaters can be used for the Arctic. The fuel can tend to freeze up in the wings, and that's not going to be so good if you're cruising at 15,000 feet and your engines go out. Up here we have the spoiler A and B, and flight control A and B. Those are going to go on, and we also have the yaw dampener. That can also go on. And now what we can do for the actual start is we can go up to here, and we can turn the left and right packs off. We can hit the isolation valve open to close. The isolation valve has now been closed. We can hit the gas per fans off and hit these start selectors. These start selectors work in a counterclockwise formation. You can see we have off, ground, and flight. You can only activate one starter at a time, so you'll have to wait for the other starter to be done and the engine to be on before starting the other one. So if I click Start Selector 1, it shifts over to the left, or where the ground switch is in real life. The light is now on the forward panel, letting us know that the start valve is open and the revolutions are climbing. Once they hit 106, the light will begin to flash and tell you that you're ready to go. It seems to be here that we have a master caution. Let's see what that is. We have an air conditioning light because the air conditioning we just shut off a few moments ago. So we'll hit the cut off idle switch here. And we're going to turn, now that that's running, we can turn this off by pressing it twice, passing flight mode and heading to off. Now we're in the start selector once again, and we're going to begin to climb. And now that we're at 106, you know the drill. We'll hit the cut to idle switch and turn this off by pressing it twice. Now we can turn on the weather radar. We can turn the parking brake off. And by this point, you could already be using the aircraft's radio system. If I was to go over here and I was to go and hit ahead and hit PA microphone, the cabin chime just went off. And if I just push and hold my push to talk, I can talk to the cabin. And if I just hit that, it'll come off. You have two fire poles down here, and you can switch between active and standby VHF1 channels on this radio. You also have a transponder. The transponder system is a little odd, but I had to fit it into two buttons. So we're going to set the transponder to 1200. This is not necessary, but you can just set it. So the up and enter switches mean to set the valve upward. So since I don't want the two zeros, I'm gonna go up, up. Then I'm gonna go. Oh wait, did that a little backwards. We're gonna. Why don't we go? Let's see. Um, I can just reset it. So if I go up, up, up to 7, after I hit 7, it'll reset. If I hit enter twice, so 1, 2, now it's been hit twice, I'm on the 2, or the third variable. So let's press up, up. Now we're at 200, and press enter again to shift over again, and press up. Now we're at 1200. And on Penguino's transponder system, you will be able to see the transponder running. Our call sign is Charlie Golf Tango Alpha Sierra. All right, we're going to begin taxi here. So let's put the throttle up to 40 to 45. And at this point, if you were at a jetway or anything like that, to do a power back, or of course you can do a tug by turning off your parking brake and inserting the bypass pin in the front, or you can go ahead and press the reverser arm switch, and the throttle will automatically throttle down for you, and you will be able to use the reversers to perform a power back. So we're just trying to get ourselves situated here. Oh, and I left the aft air stair open. Let's hit the parking brake. That is my mistake. The aft air stair still can be operated due to the fact that we have the APU still running. So if I run into the back here, and I go ahead and I hit the retract extend switch, it will come up for me. And that thing is going to fold nicely for me. Let's turn on some lights while we're over here. We can hit the aft entry lights. We can hit the main cabin lights at this point. And we can go ahead and get ready to go again. Parking brake. And you can see that the aft air stair is nicely folded up. Same thing with the forward air stair, except you will need to hold the button and wait at the forward flight attendant station. So while we get ready to take off here, I'm going to put the flaps down. Before I put those down, though, I'm going to hit the anti-skid switch so we can't slide on the runway as much. Okay. We're going to throttle back to idle while we're waiting. I'm going to hit the parking brake. Okay. Flaps are going down to 15. 19. 17. 15. Okay, flaps are at 15. Now at this point, what we're going to do is we are going to turn the parking brake off. And we're going to take off. And here we go. V1 rotate. And we're off. We're going to throttle back a little bit. Oh, we're pitching up a little hard. So I'm gonna watch my vertical speed. I'm gonna go back down. And I'm gonna put my landing gear up. Flaps up. And at that point on the runway, if you put your landing lights on, after 1,000 feet, they're gonna go off. The radio altimeter right here, we're gonna set for landing. We want the radio altimeter to alert us to check for the runway at 250 feet. So we can set the radio altimeter right here. Oh my. Okay. We're going to go 240. A little hard to set. And you can set the other one separately if you want to alert you a little bit before. But we're going to set them both to 240 for right now. When we are on final, and we've reached that current altitude, the MDA light will go off. And that MDA light will stay on until landing. So if we need to perform a go-around, that light will still be active. Just a quick reminder while I'm flying out there. I forgot to turn off the APU. My mistake. Just hit the APU off on switch, and you'll be able to turn the APU off instantly. Also, after takeoff, you're going to want to hit Gen 1 and Gen 2 and turn APU Gen off. Alright everyone, I believe it's at that point where it's time to perform a landing. So you need to set the auto brakes, minimum or max. I'm going to go min. Anti-skid should still be on throughout the flight. You can put your gear down now by hitting the gear switch. And if your gear do not come down, you can reach behind you and hit the manual gear release, which is in the center forward aisle stand. Let's put flaps to 15 once again. About 14, 15, there we go. Okay, we're going to throttle back right now to about 65. And let's try and line this up. I'm sorry for my keyboard. It's a very, very loud keyboard, so you can probably hear all my keys clicking right here. But I'm just trying to get us lined up. And you can see that the MDA light has gone off. And that alarm right there was the pull up alarm. We're going to retard the throttle. And here we go. And we just landed. Spoilers extend by holding 1. Reverser. Arm. Ooh, that was really slidey. Wasn't the best landing. It was a greaser at the beginning. But yeah, I should be a little bit more aware of how I'm doing that next time. You want to remember upon landing where your switches are. So your reverser arm is right here. You have the flaps up and down right here. And you have your auto brakes up here. And your parking brake itself up here. If you do decide to hit the parking brake because you know that you got to land quickly, that's alright. You're just going to literally pop your tires. So, yeah, have fun with that if that's how you choose to go with. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching part 2 of this 3-part tutorial on how to operate my Boeing 737-200. I hope you have a great day.